This message is not meant for everyone. If it has reached you, it is not by coincidence. It is divine alignment. You have always known it, haven't you? That quiet whisper in your soul, that fire that refused to be extinguished, the pull towards something deeper, something beyond this world. This message is for you, the one who has felt unseen battles, spiritual resistance, unexplainable delays, and yet you are still standing. You are not ordinary. You never were. You have been marked, set apart, and called by God Himself for a mission that only you can carry. And that's exactly why the enemy has fought you so hard. But here's the truth. No witchcraft, no curse, no force of darkness can ever override the power that covers your life. You are chosen, and that means you are untouchable in ways even you are just beginning to understand. From a young age, you probably felt different. Even if you couldn't explain it, deep down, something inside you knew that you didn't quite fit in with the people around you. While others seemed to follow the rules of the world without question, you often asked why. You looked for deeper meaning, you sensed things others ignored, and your heart was sensitive to the energy and emotions around you. Sometimes you felt tired after being around certain people. Other times you felt alone, misunderstood, or wondered why your path seemed harder than everyone else's. But let me tell you, none of that was by accident. Those are signs that you are one of the chosen ones. The pain you've experienced? It wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to prepare you. The loneliness, the setbacks, the times people betrayed you or left you out, those were not signs of rejection. They were ways that God was shaping you for something greater. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. Because when someone is chosen by God, they are not sent on a smooth, easy road. They are called to something higher, something deeper. And that kind of calling requires strength, wisdom, and spiritual awareness. You carry a light inside of you that many people don't understand, but they feel it. Your energy is strong, your presence is powerful, and for people living in darkness, that light makes them uncomfortable. That's why you've been attacked. That's why the road has been hard. But now it's time for you to know the truth. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are chosen. And once you accept that truth in your heart, everything in your life will begin to change. The struggles you've faced in life have not just been random challenges. They have been part of a much deeper battle. This battle isn't always seen with the eyes. It's a spiritual one. When you are chosen by God, you naturally become a target for spiritual attacks. The enemy isn't concerned with those who are already lost or distracted. He comes after those who are waking up, rising, and stepping into their divine purpose. That's why you felt unusual pressure at certain points in your life. That's why, just when you try to move forward, you experience strange delays, emotional heaviness, or people turning against you for no clear reason. This is not just life being unfair. It's spiritual warfare. The moment you begin to grow, to heal, to step into your calling, the attacks seem to increase. But don't be discouraged by that. It's actually proof that you are moving in the right direction. The enemy doesn't waste time fighting someone who isn't a threat. If you're feeling resistance, it's because your light is shining. Spiritual warfare doesn't always look like something dramatic. Sometimes it's just that constant self-doubt. Sometimes it's confusion, sudden fear, or feeling overwhelmed for no reason. The enemy uses these quiet tactics to drain your energy and distract you from your purpose. But here's the truth. The more intense the attacks, the greater your calling. The darkness is afraid of what you're becoming. And even though the battle may feel heavy at times, you are never fighting alone. God is with you, guiding you, covering you, and strengthening you for every step of the journey. So when you feel the weight, don't break, rise. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are powerful. There may have been moments in your life when you felt like something or someone was working against you. Perhaps you sensed jealousy, envy, or even spiritual manipulation aimed at your life. Maybe people tried to curse you with their words or use dark practices to block your blessings. But no matter what they did, nothing worked. And here's why. Because you are chosen and divinely protected. Witchcraft, dark energy, and spiritual attacks only affect those who are not walking in alignment with divine truth. But your life is covered by God's hand. You carry his light within you, and no darkness can overpower that light. Darkness may try to get close, but it cannot stay where light lives. Witchcraft works through fear and control, but fear has no place in your spirit because your faith is stronger. The enemy wants you to believe that he has power over you, but the truth is, he doesn't. What he sends your way cannot stick. It bounces back. Every curse becomes a blessing. Every trap becomes your testimony. This isn't because of luck. It's because of who walks with you. God's protection surrounds you like a shield. The Bible says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper," and that promise is your spiritual armor. People who operate in darkness don't realize that when they try to curse a chosen one, they're not just coming against a person, they're coming against God's plan. And that is a battle they can never win. So do not fear the attacks. Do not let their words enter your heart. You do not need to fight them. Your light does that for you. Because when God has chosen you, no witchcraft can touch you. Tone of the most powerful spiritual truths you need to understand is this: whatever energy someone sends out into the world, good or bad, will always return to them. This is called the law of return to sender, and it cannot be avoided. When someone tries to harm a chosen one with curses, jealousy, lies, or spiritual manipulation, they are not just attacking a person, they are challenging divine order. And that always comes with consequences. You may have seen this happen already. The very people who tried to hurt you ended up facing their own downfall. The lies they spread ended up exposing them. The traps they set for you, they fell into them themselves. That is not a coincidence. It's spiritual justice in action. As a chosen one, you don't need to fight fire with fire. You don't need revenge. The energy they send is automatically blocked and sent back, multiplied. Why? Because your spirit doesn't allow darkness to stay. Your protection is not passive, it's powerful and active. When you feel like someone is sending negativity your way, you can simply declare, "Whatever is sent to me, I return it to its rightful owner. I am divinely protected." You don't have to carry energy that doesn't belong to you. Don't argue, don't panic. Just speak the truth and walk away. The moment you do that, the energy is reversed and returned. This isn't about hate, it's about balance. If someone sends love, love will come back to them. But if they send darkness, it will return as a storm they created. You are not responsible for what happens to them. You are only responsible for staying in the light. So protect your peace, speak with authority, and remember, nothing sent against you will ever succeed. It will always return to the sender. Have you ever wondered why people react to you so strongly, either loving you deeply or disliking you for no reason at all? Why you seem to attract jealous, controlling, or negative individuals even when you've done nothing wrong? Why some people try to dim your light or make you question your worth? These are not random experiences. They are signs that you are chosen. Your presence carries a power that others can feel, even if they don't understand it. You don't need to say a word. Your energy speaks for itself. People can sense that there's something different about you, something sacred. Those who carry light within themselves are drawn to you because they recognize your spirit. But those who live in darkness feel exposed around you, and it makes them uncomfortable. That's why you face so much opposition, why certain people turned against you, and why your path hasn't been easy. But none of this means you're doing something wrong. In fact, it means you're walking in your purpose. The attacks, the misunderstandings, the envy, they all confirm what you probably always felt deep inside. You are not like everyone else. You've been set apart for something greater. Your heart is different. Your vision is deeper. You may have a strong intuition, dreams that come true, or the ability to sense things before they happen. That's not your imagination. That's your spiritual gift. Being chosen means carrying a calling that cannot be ignored, and that calling will often attract resistance. But even when people try to block your path, they can never take what God has placed inside you. So if you've ever felt out of place, too sensitive, or too intense, it's not because you're broken, it's because you're chosen, and the world feels your power before you even speak. Even though you are already divinely protected, that protection must be cared for and strengthened. just like a spiritual shield. Think of your soul as a sacred space. Not everyone deserves access to it. The first way to protect yourself is by guarding your energy. Pay attention to how you feel around certain people. If someone constantly leaves you feeling drained, anxious, or unsettled, they may be affecting your spirit more than you realize. Create space between yourself and anything that doesn't bring peace. The second way is to watch what you consume. What you see, hear, and speak has a direct impact on your spirit. Stay away from negative media, toxic conversations, and harmful environments. Instead, feed your mind with truth, love, and light. Speak words of affirmation over your life daily. Say things like, "I am covered, I am strong, no weapon formed against me shall prosper." These aren't just words, they activate your protection in the spirit. Prayer is another powerful key. When you pray, you connect directly with God and create a force field of divine energy around you. That's why the enemy tries to distract you from praying, because he knows how powerful you are when you do. Fasting is also a tool for spiritual strength. It clears away spiritual noise, sharpens your vision, and helps reset your energy. Even short fasts from food, media, or distractions can make a big difference. You should also purify your environment. Clean your space, play uplifting music, light candles, or simply speak blessings over your home. Finally, stay focused on your purpose. The enemy's goal is always to distract you from your calling. But when you stay aligned with what God has placed in your heart, nothing can stop you. Strengthen your protection daily because your light is too powerful to be left unguarded. You need to understand something deeply. The battle is already won. Every attack you faced, every delay, every setback, it wasn't the end of you. It was a setup for your rise. The enemy has tried everything to break you, but you're still here. That alone is proof of your strength and God's protection over your life. When you are chosen, you don't fight for victory. You fight from victory. The outcome has already been decided. Nothing formed against you will prosper, not because you're perfect, but because you are covered. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to explain your journey. You don't need to beg for acceptance or shrink to make others comfortable. It's time to walk boldly in your calling. Your power comes not from ego, but from identity, knowing who you are and whose you are. The enemy's biggest fear is that you will realize how powerful you've always been, that you'll stop doubting yourself, that you'll stop hiding, that you'll step into your divine purpose and shine your light without fear. That's why he's tried so hard to silence you, distract you, and make you question your worth. But his time is up. You are rising now. You are no longer controlled by fear or limited by what others think. You are stepping into the fullness of who God created you to be. The battle may have been long, but it was never bigger than your destiny. Every scar is now your strength. Every test has become your testimony. The enemy didn't stop you. He just confirmed how unstoppable you are. So lift your head, square your shoulders, and walk in your power. This is your moment, not someday. Now. Chosen one, if you've stayed with me until the very end of this message, I want you to know this is no small thing. It means something deep inside you has been stirred, awakened, and called higher. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your rise. You are not weak, you are not broken, and you are certainly not alone. Every spiritual attack you faced wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to uncover the power that's already been living inside you. Every delay you experienced was divine positioning. Every betrayal, every disappointment was the fire that forged your strength. You were never under attack because you were fragile. You were under attack because you are a threat to darkness. That's how powerful your presence is. Now it's time to declare it with boldness. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I am chosen. I am covered. I am rising. Take a deep breath and let that truth settle in your spirit. Walk forward now, not with fear, but with peace, power, and purpose. Let every force that ever tried to break you know. You are not afraid, you are not turning back, and you are not giving up. No matter what comes your way, you will always rise. If this message spoke to your soul, I encourage you to respond. Comment 777 as a confirmation that you are chosen and divinely protected. Like this message to align your spirit with truth and share it with someone who may be silently struggling and needs this reminder. Thank you for being here. Your presence matters deeply. If you felt something shift inside you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We are building a space of light, strength, and clarity for chosen ones like you. So keep walking boldly, shining fearlessly, and rising with confidence, because you are and always will be untouchable.
Have you ever felt mocked, dismissed, or rejected by those around you? Perhaps you've experienced loneliness that makes you question whether true love is even meant for you. In the darkest moments, people may laugh at your dreams, call you foolish, and make you feel like you're unworthy of love. But let me tell you this: God has been watching over every tear you shed, every insult, every hardship. The world may not see it yet, but your true love, divinely orchestrated and God-approved, is coming. This isn't just a simple love story. It is the culmination of a higher divine plan, a love story that was written before time began. Now I invite you to take a step toward embracing your divine love story. Hit that subscribe button and comment 777 below to join me on this journey of faith, healing, and transformation. Let's walk together and discover the love God has prepared for you. Your journey has been long and challenging, marked by pain, rejection, and moments of deep sorrow. There were times when you felt like the weight of the world was pressing down on you, and those around you believed they could break you. They couldn't see the truth, that in the hands of the Creator, even brokenness becomes something beautiful. Every wound, every tear, every moment of despair wasn't a mark of weakness, but a sign of divine preparation. You were being shaped, refined, and strengthened for a love that was beyond anything you could imagine. God doesn't waste a single moment. Every heartache you endured, every lonely night you spent wondering when it would end, and every time doubt crept into your heart, all of it was leading you to this point. While you may have felt abandoned or overlooked, those feelings were not a reflection of your worth. They were part of a higher plan, a divine setup. God was setting you apart, preparing you for something far greater than you could have anticipated. The moments when you questioned your place in the world, when you felt invisible or unimportant, those were the moments when God was actively working behind the scenes, orchestrating a plan that would leave you in awe. The rejection you faced along the way was never a reflection of who you are or your value. It was never a sign that you were unworthy or unlovable. No, it was God's redirection. He was clearing the path, removing the people and situations that were not part of His plan for you. Each no you received, each door that was slammed in your face, was actually a blessing in disguise. God was redirecting your life toward something far better, something that you may not have been able to see at the time. He was removing obstacles and aligning the stars in your favor. The path was never meant to be easy because you were being prepared for something extraordinary. While others may have dismissed you or failed to see your worth, God was preparing a love that would see you in ways no one else ever could. He was aligning you with the perfect partner, someone who would appreciate the depth of your soul, someone who would cherish you for who you truly are. Every painful experience, every lonely moment was a part of the grand design. You were being shaped for a love that was destined to be extraordinary. You may have wondered why the journey had to be so difficult, why the waiting seemed endless, or why you faced so many challenges. But know this: God's plan was never meant to harm you. It was meant to refine you, to strengthen you, and to prepare you for a love so pure, so divinely appointed, that nothing could stand in its way. Your heartache wasn't wasted. It was necessary for the transformation you needed to undergo. The struggle you experienced was all part of the divine process, and now, as you stand at the threshold of something beautiful, you will begin to understand why it all had to happen. God was always with you, shaping you for a love that would make everything worth it. It's a love that will leave you speechless, one that will make everything you've gone through make sense. The universe has been aligning everything in your favor, and the love you've been waiting for is about to manifest in ways you never thought possible. Your journey wasn't in vain. It was leading you exactly where you needed to be, toward a love that was always meant for you. Imagine for a moment, you've been through the fire, tested by the harshest trials, and yet here you are, standing strong, unbroken. The fire that once seemed like it would consume you didn't destroy you. It refined you. Every challenge you faced, every painful experience was not meant to pull you under. It was meant to shape you, to forge you into a version of yourself that is capable of receiving a love so profound, so pure, that it surpasses everything you have ever known or imagined. The love that is coming into your life isn't ordinary. It's not the kind of love that burns bright for a moment and then fades. No, this love has been carefully chosen for you by the divine, hand-picked by God himself, and sealed with his approval. This isn't just any connection between two people, it's a divine partnership, one that carries heaven's stamp of approval. This love was written into your story long before you ever knew it was coming. It is a love that transcends the superficialities of this world and reaches far beyond what you have ever hoped for or expected. This love isn't driven by fleeting attraction or external appearances. It is rooted in something far deeper, something eternal. It's a love that will stand the test of time because it's built on a foundation of purpose. This love has a divine calling, one that will draw you and your partner closer to your higher purpose, a connection that will align your souls with God's plan. It elevates your spirit, drawing you closer to the person you were always meant to be. Where there was once pain, this love will bring healing. Where there was once brokenness, it brings restoration. It lifts you higher than you ever thought possible, showing you a love that is beyond your imagination. The love that is coming isn't just a reward for all you've endured, though it certainly feels like one. It's a fulfillment of God's promise to you. This love is a reflection of the strength you've built, the lessons you've learned, and the faith you've held on to through the hardest seasons of your life. It's a love that will inspire you to become the best version of yourself. You were never meant to settle for anything less than extraordinary, and this love is proof of that. It exceeds every expectation you've ever had, and even more than that. It is God's perfect timing unfolding before you, a divine gift that has been reserved for you because you are worthy of it. It will redefine everything you thought you knew about connection, devotion, and partnership. When this love enters your life, it will fill you with a peace and joy that you never thought possible. This love will transform you, lifting you to heights you never dreamed you could reach, and do the same for the one you share it with. You faced mockery for your faith. People have laughed at your belief in a love that transcends the superficial, a love that goes beyond fleeting attraction and temporary connections. They couldn't understand why you still held on to the idea that true love, real love, was out there waiting for you, that something deeper and more meaningful was worth waiting for. But in those moments, when the doubt, laughter, and ridicule felt overwhelming, I want to ask you, who really has the final say in your life? Is it the world's rejection, or is it God's divine approval? Consider Sarah. She laughed at God's promise that she would have a child, not because she didn't want it, but because her circumstances seemed impossible. She was well beyond the years of bearing children, and when she heard God's promise, it seemed too far-fetched, too out of reach. Yet, despite her initial doubts, God fulfilled his promise, and she held that child in her arms. Then there's Noah, who was ridiculed and mocked for building an ark when there wasn't even a hint of a flood. The world thought he was foolish, obsessed with an idea that made no sense. But when the flood came, Noah was the one who saved his family, the one who saw God's plan come to fruition while everyone else was swept away. These are powerful reminders that God's promises don't fail, even when others mock or doubt them. His word always prevails, regardless of what people say or believe. In much the same way, your waiting wasn't a passive experience. It wasn't a period where you simply sat and did nothing. No, it was an act of active faith. You didn't just wait for love. You trusted in God's timing, His plan for your life. Each day you chose to hold on to hope. Despite the silence, despite the doubt, you were actively participating in a divine process. It may have felt like you were alone at times, that God had forgotten you, but in truth, He was working behind the scenes, preparing you for the love He had set aside for you. The world may have called you foolish, or questioned your ability to wait for something more, but your patience was never a sign of weakness. Rather, it was a reflection of a deep, unshakable trust in God's wisdom. While the world's wisdom might call you to rush, settle, or compromise, God's wisdom confounds the wise. His ways are higher, His timing perfect. You might have felt impatient at times, questioning why it was taking so long, but remember this: the waiting process was preparing you for something far greater than what you could have envisioned in your own timeline. Every day you held on to your belief. Every moment you resisted the temptation to settle for less than what God promised. You were strengthening your faith. Your patience, your trust, your unwavering belief in what's to come were the weapons that would ultimately silence every doubter. They didn't see the bigger picture, but God did. He knew that the love He was preparing for you required you to be patient, to trust and to believe, even when it seemed like the world had moved on without you. And now, as the time draws near, all of those who doubted, mocked, or tried to convince you that your faith was misplaced will see the fruit of your perseverance. They will see the power of waiting on God, the beauty of trusting in His timing, and the rewards that come from having faith in something greater than what the world can offer. Your waiting wasn't just about enduring the silence. It was about building the strength and character needed to receive the love that was meant for you. And when that love arrives, it will be a testimony to the world that God's timing is always perfect, and that those who trust in Him will never be disappointed. Your faith, your waiting, and your patience will prove that God's promises always come to pass. They thought they had destroyed you. They believed that your heart was beyond repair, shattered by their words, their actions, and their betrayal. But what they failed to see was that the very ruins they left behind, the pieces they thought they had scattered, were the foundation upon which God was building something magnificent. While they saw only brokenness, God saw the potential for greatness. Your heartache, your loneliness, and your pain were never the end of your story. They were not signs that you had been abandoned or forgotten. Instead, they were sacred moments, the very ground upon which God was working to create something stronger, something far more beautiful than you could have ever imagined. The heartache you felt, the loneliness you endured, and the rejection you faced were not just random moments of suffering. They were the raw materials for a divine transformation. God took every insult, every rejection, and every moment of betrayal and used it to mold you into the unshakable person you are today. Those experiences were not wasted. They were the tools that refined you, built you up, and prepared you for the blessings that were yet to come. What they thought would bury you, what they thought would break you, has now become the very platform from which you will rise. In the moments when you felt defeated, God was doing His greatest work in you. When others walked away, when they rejected you and doubted you, God was refining your spirit, teaching you to trust in Him and in His timing. You were never truly alone, though it may have felt that way. God was with you every step of the way, building you up from the pieces that seemed broken and preparing you for a life of fulfillment, purpose, and divine blessing. Now, as you stand stronger than ever, you can see that what once seemed like an insurmountable obstacle was actually the foundation for something beautiful. The struggles you faced have shaped you into a person who is resilient, compassionate, and ready to step into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. You are not defined by the pain you endured, but by how God has used it to shape you into someone unbreakable. What they saw as the end of your story was only the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter filled with the blessings, love, and purpose that you were always meant to walk in. Your brokenness has turned into a blessing, and now you rise from the ashes, stronger, wiser, and more equipped to embrace the life God has destined for you. This is your moment, and the best is yet to come. 2. Your love story isn't just about you and your partner finding each other. It's about something far greater, a divine connection that will serve as a beacon of light for others. Through your union, the world will witness the undeniable truth that God's promises are real, His timing is flawless, and His love is unstoppable. When your true love finally enters your life, it will not only transform you, but will serve as a powerful testimony to everyone who doubted you. For all the people who questioned your worth, your waiting, and your belief in God's perfect timing, this love will prove them wrong. It will show that the dreams you've held on to weren't foolish. They were divinely inspired, and now they're coming to life. This love will be a clear reflection of God's faithfulness, a testimony that when you trust in His plans, He will never leave you empty-handed. This love will silence every lie that the enemy has whispered in your ear. It will break through the doubts, the fears, and the lies that have held you captive. It will prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that you were always worthy of love, always loved by God, and always destined for something extraordinary. When this divine union unfolds, it will serve as a living testament to God's perfect timing. It's not just about the love you share with your partner, it's about the way that love reflects the power of God's presence in your life. The way this union comes together, the way your hearts align, will serve as proof that when you remain patient, trust in God's process, and stay faithful, the blessings He has for you are far greater than you can imagine. Your love story will be a mirror to others, showing them that they too can trust in God's timing, that their story isn't over, and that their own divine union is on its way. This love is not just for you. It's a message to the world that God is in control. It will inspire others to hold fast to their faith, to trust in the journey, and to know that in God's time, everything will fall into place perfectly. Your divine union will shine brightly, not only in your life, but in the lives of those who have witnessed your waiting and trusted God's plan. This love will be a testament to what happens when two souls, destined by God, come together at the perfect moment. It will remind the world that true love is never by chance. It is always divinely appointed. This love is not just any love. It is the love you deserve, the love that has been ordained for you by God, and it is time for you to embrace it fully. Now is the time to release the past. Let go of the wounds that have held you back, the doubts that have clouded your belief in what's possible, and the fears that have kept you from fully opening your heart. But in order to receive this love, you must first make room for it by freeing yourself from the emotional baggage that has weighed you down. Your heart needs to be open, healed, and ready to embrace the beautiful love that God has prepared for you. You have learned valuable lessons along the way. You've learned what it means to trust in God's timing, to have faith when things don't make sense, and to believe in the love that God has set apart for you. Those trials weren't meant to break you. They were meant to refine you, to teach you the depth of your worth, and to prepare you to step into the fullness of the love you are about to receive. Chosen one, your true love is coming. Trust the process. Trust in the journey that has brought you to this moment. The waiting is over, and now you are stepping into the love you've always deserved. Hold your head high, because the love that God has prepared for you is on its way, and this time it will be different. This love will be everything you've hoped for and more. It is the fulfillment of God's promises in your life, and the world will see it unfold in ways that are beyond your imagination. The love you deserve is coming, and with it comes the beautiful life that God has always had planned for you.